Hello again, everyone. Edwin Lerman back once again. In this YouTube astrological segment, I'm going to be dissertating and talking about the ascendant unaspected in the natal horoscope. Well, as most of you know, if you have like a planet or energy unaspected, it often can act without restraint in a very uninhibited manner. However, it can be very sporadic as far as the energy goes and may act in spurts. And I think a lot of that is attributed to the fact that there might be a lot of emphasis put on that particular planet or energy in that person's chart when it's unaspected. And if someone's going full throttle, so to speak, with that energy one moment, they kind of zap that energy, and then thus therefore becomes somewhat stagnant or dormant for a period of time until it picks up again. Now, if somebody has the ascendant unaspected in their natal chart, well, we know the ascendant is connected with our astrological mask. It's our outer demeanor and characteristics, our first impression. Well, the person, I feel that if it's unaspected, you don't have that blockage, that obstruction. That energy can go uninhibited, so therefore perhaps the outer personality may express itself more strongly than otherwise indicated. I'm not saying it's going to hold back the sun or moon, etc. completely, but it's going to, I think, be a little bit more dynamic and dominant than otherwise indicated in the person's natal chart. It could be that this person may strongly express those outer characteristics even more so than the person with an ascendant that is aspected. The ascendant rules the defense mechanisms of a person and what a person may do if they're apprehensive in a certain situation. So perhaps this person is quote-unquote a little bit more on the defensive as opposed to it being the ascendant having aspects to it, especially the positive sextiles and trines. Now, if we have somebody especially that has a dominant ascendant to begin with, say like a Leo or Scorpio ascendant. Now, these signs can be very powerful and on the negative side can be somewhat domineering. And if it's unaspect, especially if somebody has it in a strong sign such as these two, it's really going to take on a lot more emphasis, I believe, than if it was making aspects. So another thing connected with the ascendant is also it's our outer appearance, the physical body. So perhaps this person may be somebody that puts a lot of emphasis into their appearance, may not quite feel satisfied or content with how they look. And it could also be a period where you have this vacillation and distortion because it is unaspected. So you're going to have spurts where the person maybe shows their outer characteristics very strongly, which is the ascendant, and then other moments maybe goes dormant for a while and might not express them for some time. Then you might have spurts where the appearance is very emphasized and accentuated. Then this person may go through periods where they're apathetic and not even worried about it. So you're going to see the kind of back and forth with this with somebody with an unaspected ascendant. If somebody, the ascendant is also, we see this as the first impression that others get of us, and maybe this person may not always feel secure with the impression that he or she gives, and really there might be a very strong emphasis on trying to really make that first impression with others because of this. Perhaps I would say more so than somebody with an ascendant that has aspects to it. Now, positively, when the ascendant is not aspected, it doesn't have the adverse or negative aspects like a square or opposition. So this energy can go for protracted periods, perhaps unobstructed, and the person can show their outer demeanor, their outer personality and characteristics, and can be perhaps very favorable in doing so, and be able to do this without without a whole lot of hesitation. But when you don't have the aspects to it, it might indicate that the person doesn't always have the feasible outlet for him or her. Now, somebody that has some sextiles and or trines to their ascendant, they could find some positive outlets for it. Now, if somebody were to say have Mars making a sextile or trine aspect to his or her ascendant, it could show somebody that might find perhaps some outlet, perhaps in some exercising, and perhaps letting constructive, aggressive energy out, perhaps like saying, perhaps in sports, athletic competition, for example, exercising, working out. So there are, there are benefits when you have positive aspects, of course, and this is not to say that it's all bad having an unaspected ascendant, but a lot of times, even though the personality might be expressed very facilely and easily, if you don't have any aspects to it, the outlet department is really what would be, I think, of major concern for somebody that doesn't have any aspects to their ascendant. Now, what's fortunate is that there are transits, and when you have transits, then you're going to have aspects being made to the ascendant at that point in time. And if somebody has some sextiles or trines going on to their ascendant by transit, then during those periods at least there can be some outlets for that person, and through progressions as well in their progress chart. So anyway, people, that'll conclude this YouTube astrological segment for the ascendant unaspected in a natal chart. Stay tuned next time, where I'll be dissertating and talking about the midheaven unaspected in a natal chart. Two things I want to get with you on before I head out. Firstly, the stars may impel but do not compel. And secondly, never isolate any single astrological element, aspect, planetary placement, position, configuration, influence, or what have you, and make an analysis of a person, astrologically speaking, based on this alone, because a person astrologically is the sum of all their components in their natal chart and not just one. Until next time, people, stay well.